We have a beautiful new library, which is the best new building in Greater Boston in 10 years. That's not something that the white people figured out. This is something that I led on a council of 9 people. We take support for the notion that we needed a new library, the notion that we should redo the whole high school, the notion that we should have a senior center at all came right out of here.
I want to start by saying something not about this question, and I want to say that my feelings were hurt when I heard Councilor Reed say white people had nothing to do with the library. I understand that there is a reality in politics to race in our community and in our city. There's also a reality and politics of class and multiple identities that we all have. I hope the fact that I might be perceived as white doesn't disqualify me as a candidate for city council.
I'm going to take a second to say that I think my earlier comment was mischaracterized. Well, I spent the last 16 months chairing this Mayor's Red Ribbon Commission on Central Square, and I've got to say it's one of the most extraordinary experiences I've had in life to take 140 people through a process where...
Thank you. There's a history here. Some of you may remember there was a big fight in Central Square maybe about a decade ago over the building that was going to be built where Emily Rose used to be. One of the thing that I most wanted in that fight was affordable, locally owned, neighborhood-oriented businesses in that new building. We didn't get any of that. So ask who were the people on the city council at the time, and what role did they play? Did they help make that happen then? If they didn't help make it happen then, how likely are they to help make it happen now? Building. As far as the commission that has been talked about, there's a big glaring gap in that commission. There really is no way in which the residents of Central Square have been integrated into this process. Yes, there was a charrette where they were included, but they have not been included in this process. It's really not a very democratic process. Thank you.
I did want to say, apropos to Mr. Williamson's comment, there are people in this community who shoot at everything and have never produced anything of value.
Thank you. I can remember marching with the members of the Black Panther Party years ago when they used to sing, "Take it from the greedy, give it to the needy, power to the people." And I think that spirit has been revived in the Occupy Wall Street and Occupy Boston activities that are going on, people trying to bring some attention to these issues and hopefully actually be productive and do something about it. I'm sorry that the evening has descended into some sort of personal attacks. I think there are a lot of people in the city. There's a tremendous amount of creativity and imagination and desire to be productive and to contribute to what happens in the city. And the problem, as I see it, one of the severe problems we have in the city is that people are systematically excluded. If a decision is made that you aren't a team player with the people who are established in positions of power, then you're cut out. And just to give you an example, after that whole battle that took place that I referred to earlier about the building in Central Square, I was approached by a person who teaches negotiation at MIT and has his own negotiation business. He's friendly with Feinberg and all the top people who do negotiating. And he told me he approached the city and offered his services, and he was told they weren't interested. Thank you. Thanks to the organizers. Thanks for the good food. Thank you for your endurance of this occasional slugfest. I live in public housing, much like where we are right now, and I think I understand some of the issues that seem to have been highlighted at tonight's forum, having to do with income inequality, crime in the streets as opposed to crime in the suites. I couldn't agree more with some of the incumbents who have said what they've said about who you should vote for. If you vote for what you've always voted for, you will get what you've always gotten. If you like largely what you've gotten in this city, what's been happening in the city, by all means, if you have a good relationship with an existing counselor, by all means, vote for that counselor. But if you are not happy with the way things are going and you are worried about the intensification that's coming our way, think about voting for a non-incumbent, and of course I would very much appreciate your consideration. A #1 vote would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, James.